like a dreamer. Fly all over the world. Open your shut so the world can see. You're a beautiful pearl. Live your day like you mean it. And don't forget who you are. You're free to go anywhere. There's no distance too far. And I just can't get enough of your energy. I just can't get enough. You're the spark shining in the dark. Oh, 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 oh.
Welcome to It Is What It Is with Cindy Saville. I am so excited you're here today. We have another fabulous show for you in store. It Is What It is a show with real people, real stories, people overcoming adversity, people serving as an inspiration to all of us. So before we get into who our guest is, we're going to talk about mitzvah time. And what I like to do is share special deeds, good deeds, mitzvot, that all of you do. So I'm going to talk about somebody who was actually the first guest on my show. Her name is Kristen Jensen. And she did a special mitzvah for at least 100 women. I mean, that's a big mitzvah. And what she did was she took photos of breast cancer survivors and memorialized, which is what I wanted to do myself, memorialize our breasts or whatever we wanted, you know, however we looked, whether we had breasts or we didn't have breasts. And she put together an amazing show with all of the photos that she took. But it was a beautiful gift. She never charged any single one of those women. She did it for me not once but twice. And, you know, that's a mitzvah. She made all of us feel special and beautiful. And, you know, it's a gift that's priceless. So, Kristen Jensen, thank you. Thank you for that on behalf of all the other women that you did this for. But that's a special mitzvah. So I challenge you to do good deeds every day. Do at least one good deed. It makes you feel good and it makes the world a better place. So giveaways. It's giveaway time. My book, It Is What It Is. I love the title. It just feels so good to say this. If you comment, like, and share, you have a chance of winning this book. And it really is a good book. I got to tell you, people keep calling me and emailing me and texting me, and they're really enjoying it because I say it like it is, hence the show, It Is What It Is. So comment, like, and share. The more times you comment, like, and share, the more chances you have to win this incredible book that I wrote. Now, our guest, Theresa Cannistraci Farrell. She's a member of the Strong Island family. She has her own show, Tea Time, and she is hysterical. So when we come back after this commercial break, you're going to meet her. So don't go far. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Silvermine at Home, a Connecticut-based non-medical home care agency servicing Connecticut and parts of New York. Silvermine caters to their clients' needs while offering peace of mind to their families so their loved one can age in place and live their best life possible. Call today to see how they can make a difference in you or your loved one's life. Our family caring for yours. Visit silvermineathome.com or call 203-228-5007.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is with Cindy Saville. We have today Theresa Cannistraci Farrell. It's a long name. But Theresa Cannistraci Farrell, welcome to the show. Welcome to my show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited you're here. I mean, you're a member of the family.
Yes, I am.
We're like Strong Island family sisters.
I know. It's so cool.
SSFS.
And you're great. You're great at what you're doing. I know you're new to the familia, but
Yes.
you do such a great job.
Thank you.
You do.
That means a lot coming
Yeah.
from a born natural.
Well, it's my mother's fault. I blame my mother. She put me on stage at 4 years old, and I've been a ham ever since. So
I love it. That's why I
Yeah.
like you so much.
Thank
You make
you.
me laugh.
I try.
In person, I watch your
I
show.
try.
I mean, you're
I
hilarious.
appreciate it. I do. I appreciate it.
You're
Yeah.
hilarious. But we're going to kind of go back in time.
Okay.
And-
Gotta
yeah.
go far back. I'm not no spring chicken.
Don't tell anybody that.
Oh,
Don't tell
well,
anybody
I look
that.
good for my age.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. Must be the Long Island water.
No, it's actually good Italian genes in my family.
See
but
that?
Yeah.
I need some Italian genes. I need some Italian. So we're going to go way back in time.
Okay.
You have a medical history that not everybody knows about.
No,
Right. And you're
No.
so willing to share it, and I thank you.
I am.
You know,
I'm blessed to be on this couch, sitting here talking to you. I've had
You're a miracle.
5 near-death experiences. My mother says that I'm the only one out of all her kids that gives her gray hair, up until recently my brother. But yeah, I kind of started at 4 years old with my tonsils having to be removed. And every 10 years after that, I've had a surgery. So when I was 4, it was tonsils. And then when I was 14, I had a hernia.
Which
and
is bizarre. A woman
I'm taking
at 14.
a shower, and
Yeah.
hello, you're washing everything, and I'm like, what's that? And there was a lump,
Yeah.
and I was like, so I call my mother. I'm like, Ma, come here. I'm like, look at this, and she goes, oh, I wonder. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's a cyst, because she had a cyst
Yeah.
at the top of her tush.
Yeah.
And then she goes, you want your father to look at it? I'm like, I'm 14 with the hair down there. I don't want him to look at
No.
anything. Are you kidding me? So she made an appointment for the doctor, and he said it's a hernia. And my mother said, how did she get
Yeah.
this? It's not like I'm like
Lifting heavy.
bodybuilding or anything like
Exactly.
that. And he said, we're all born with hernias, and mine happened to pop out. So I did that when I was 14. Then I was 24. I had a tumor on the left side of my pelvis.
Oh, my God.
I was in Sloan for that, but thank God that was benign.
Thank God. But
And
another
then-
surgery.
Yeah, another surgery.
Yeah.
And then when I was 34, I think I had my gallbladder removed.
That's painful.
I had that
So I
removed.
had that
Well,
done.
the pain was before
After.
they removed
Oh,
it. Actually,
I had it
didn't have-
both.
I didn't have pain so much
Oh.
afterwards. It was before it was removed.
I had it both, yeah.
And then I had my thyroid removed. I had
When was
2
that?
nodules and a cyst.
Wow.
And after 2 painful biopsies.
I don't even see a scar.
It's
Like, it's
tiny.
Yeah,
she did
you
a great.
hardly
She
see
did a
it.
great job. She
You
did a great
hardly
job.
see it. That's like a signature scar too.
Yeah,
Like
right?
you know what that was.
I
you
know,
It's like
I
the
know.
knees.
But there were 2 nodules and a cyst, and when I would eat, I would choke on my food and scare like the crap out of everybody every time I choke. So after 2 painful biopsies, they still didn't know if it was cancer or not. And I
Right.
said, look, can it become cancer? Yes. Do they belong there? No.
Right.
Take them out.
Right.
So that was done. And then 7 years ago, I had a brain tumor, and I needed brain surgery.
Wow.
And that was crazy.
That's
I mean,
big.
that was insane,
That's big.
scary.
Yeah.
I was getting forgetful. Like we're all forgetful. You
Yeah,
walk
yeah,
into
yeah.
a room and you go, "What I come in here for?"
Yeah.
Or where'd I leave my car keys? Or
Yeah.
you park your car in a huge parking lot.
Yeah.
You're like, "Okay, where's my car?" But
I do that all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it happens. Or what I was thinking one word and saying another, which
Yeah.
actually happens still now, like a residual.
Yeah.
I would leave the stove on, and my daughter's like, "You left the stove on," and I was like, "Really? I thought I shut it." And then we went down to Florida for my dad's 80th birthday. I made everyone breakfast, and my mom's like, "You left the stove on," and I'm like, "I did." She goes, "When you get back home, you better check and make sure everything's
Yeah.
okay, because with me, there's always something."
Yeah.
And sure enough, I went for an MRI, and they found a brain tumor, and I had to find a brain surgeon. I was at New York Presbyterian for that, and thank
Right.
God that was benign too. It was called a cavernous malformation. So I have 2 titanium plates. I say I get free Wi-Fi now. And I have they're MRI safe and airport safe. But I was
Which
washing.
means that you don't beep.
No,
as
I
you
don't.
go
I don't
through,
beep.
or-
I don't beep. But I was washing my hair and I'm feeling these things coming, like protruding from my, which I let you tell me.
Yes, I touched.
my head.
I felt your bumps,
And
baby.
the bolts are protruding, and it's part of the scar tissue.
Yeah.
But I went back just to make sure, everything was okay.
Yeah.
And, everything seemed to be fine. I've had 2 major car accidents.
Oh, my
I was
God.
bedridden for a month. They didn't know if I did nerve damage. And
Wow.
with the brain tumor, just to go back for a minute, it affected, because it was on the right side of my brain, it affected the left side of my body.
Wow.
So it damaged my eyesight and my left eye. I needed occupational therapy, physical
This was
therapy.
7 years ago.
This was, about 7 years ago when my dad turned 80 and he's 87 now. So
Wow.
it was just insane. And then, like I said, 2 car accidents, fractured my sternum, bedridden for a month, didn't know what was going on there. That was pretty bad. 3 herniated discs in my
You're
neck.
like Humpty Dumpty. We put you all back together.
I swear to God, it's like crazy. And then, like 6 years ago, I had a procedure. Everything went well. Everything was fine. Everything
Wait, let
was
me ask
great.
you, back to the brain,
Yeah,
the brain
yeah.
surgery. So afterwards, you needed all that therapy.
Yeah.
Did you regain everything that you lost?
No.
Okay.
No.
And so you're functioning
No.
at a,
I'm not 100%. I don't
Right.
think I ever will be 100%. I think that sometimes I say I walk around a little fuzzy. Sometimes I don't feel clarity the way I did before I got sick with the tumor. And it's frustrating.
Do you use your humor, your sense of humor to kind of
I
offset,
do.
you know,
I do.
sometimes when you
I
are
was
a
here
little-
Friday night for the open mic, and I do that joke how I get free Wi-Fi now, and sometimes I could read minds. No, but it's just that was the turning point for me, was when I had the brain surgery, and I really reevaluated my life, because there was so many other things. I mean, I had a blood clot in my right leg and my right lung, and I was hospitalized. The doctor said, "Do you know how lucky you are? It didn't go to your heart or your brain and kill you."
How did you figure that out?
Okay,
So we have a lot of time.
It's twofold. I had gone up into my attic, and I was told not to go up there when I was home alone. There was no flooring. I was walking in between the beams. I fell through the ceiling.
Oh, no.
Well, I was hanging.
Theresa.
I broke a rib, and then I pulled myself back up, and
You were hanging from the
Yeah, I was
ceiling.
hanging. I'm like dangling,
What a
dangling.
visual.
And I pulled myself back up, and then I realized I broke my ankle, and I was in a boot. And while I was in the boot, my calf blew up.
Right.
It got very hot, very tight, and that's when my doctor said, "I'm going to send you to get an MRI, CAT scan."
Yeah.
And they said, "You have a clot in your right leg. You need to get to a hospital now." I was with my mother. My mother's a saint.
Your poor mother.
Thank God for my mother.
You know, I understand why she has so
Oh
many
boy,
great-
forget about it. And now I understand what I put her through, let me tell you. So my mom takes me to the hospital. The doctor says, "Have you had any pain anywhere else?" I said, "Right here last night I'm having pain in my chest." So they send me for a CAT scan or MRI, one of them, and she says, "You have a clot in your right lung too. And you're going to be hospitalized. We're going to put you on Coumadin. We need to thin your blood out."
Yeah.
So before I had the brain surgery,
You knew you had the brain tumor at that point, or no?
no.
Okay.
But what happened was, years later, when I found out I had the brain tumor, the brain surgeon wouldn't do the surgery unless I got a filter in my groin.
So what does that do?
Well, the filter in your groin, it's called a cava vena filter, and it's supposed to prevent clots from moving up
see,
your
up
got
to your heart.
to your lung, to your
Lungs
lung
and
and
your
your
heart.
heart.
Yeah.
So, but the brain surgeon said, I'm not doing any surgery unless you get the filter in your groin. So I had to go for that as well.
Because the surgery could.
Yeah, so I have a lot of foreign objects in my body between the plates and the filter and everything
Yeah,
else. And
yeah.
but it's amazing.
And you're
I-
missing a lot of
Well, we
parts.
talked about how many things could be removed from your body.
Yes, and you could-
no
yes.
no gallbladder. You could have your appendix removed.
Yeah.
Your tonsils.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many body
Listen,
parts you can live without.
It's so true. I'm missing parts too. I say I'm like an old refurbished car because, because I'm missing. I have fake boobs. I have fake knees because they're
Okay.
both. I had a double knee
Well,
replacement.
my mother had both knees done, both
Yeah.
hips done, and both shoulders
There you
done.
go. She's
so I
bionic.
call her the bionic woman.
She's bionic,
And then
yeah.
my aunt, did you know they replaced your ankles? She had
They
both.
replace everything
She,
now.
They replaced both her ankles.
You know, thank God they can do it. That's amazing. And I've heard of that. Thank God. But I'm missing my gallbladder also.
Yeah.
But you're
Yeah.
right. It's amazing
Yeah.
the parts that you really don't
Yes.
need.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we still function.
I'm just glad that I have some parts left. Speaking about parts, my father, who's 87, says he wakes up every morning.
Yeah.
He says, I shake my body. If nothing falls off, it's a good day.
Oh my God, I love
I said,
it.
all right, Dad. I said, that's cool.
Is that what you do every morning?
Not yet. Not yet. I'm not done. Not yet.
I love it. I love it. So, all right. So, gosh, you're still alive. You know,
I'm
you've got
still here, baby.
20 lives here.
Oh, boy, let me tell you.
Tell us about the time that you lost all that blood.
Oh, that was bad.
That was
Well,
bad.
you see, there's 3 times in my life I've come close to death 5 times, but out of the 5, 3 of them were really, really bad. When I had my gallbladder done, just to tell you about that real quick, they weren't sure it was my gallbladder. So they wanted to do an endoscopy.
Right.
And they wanted to take pictures while they did that. What they didn't tell me was that we're going to add fluid to my system to take clearer pictures. I remember waking up coughing. I couldn't breathe.
Right. Was it a dye, a contrast, or no?
I don't know what it was. They
It
just
must have
said
been some kind of contrast?
They didn't tell me. They they told me after
Right.
the fact, "Oh, we added fluid to your system to take clearer pictures." In the meantime, the fluid went directly into my lungs and they gave me pneumonia.
Oh my God.
And when I woke up, my blood pressure dropped to 70/40. Which
So
is pretty
that's
close.
almost dead.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't want it. Yeah.
No.
And I remember having an out-of-body experience at that time.
Wow.
I remember standing at the foot of the bed and watching them prop me up to take an x-ray because they brought in a machine. And I felt very calm and serene, and I felt like if my grandmother came to get me right now, I'd be okay to go with her. And I tell my mother this, and she's like, what are you talking about? You got a 2-year-old, you can't go anywhere. Like she was yelling at me, but I felt very calm and at peace that it was okay if I went. You know what I mean? That was crazy.
Yeah, that's
so
very-
so
yeah.
that was crazy.
So did you actually die during?
I did not die during any of my surgeries.
Thank God.
But when your blood pressure goes to 70/40, you don't really want it to go that low.
No.
Then when I had the internal bleeding and I didn't know I was bleeding internally. Like I said, I had a procedure and it went well. And 4 days later, you're tired, you're weak, you had
course.
surgery, you're getting over the anesthesia.
Listen, I've had a lot of surgery, so I know that feeling. Yeah.
And I couldn't lift my head off the pillow.
Wow.
And I called my daughter, and she's like, you don't look that great. And I said, call Aunt Janine. My sister saved my life that day. She really did.
Yeah.
And she walked in, she goes, I'm calling 911. I go, no, I got to go back to the hospital because my endo's there, my hematologist there. All my
Everyone
doctors
knows
are in
you.
the same. Right. So on the way there, I was saying, she said, say the Lord's Prayer, because it was almost like meditating for me.
Yeah.
And I was saying the Lord's Prayer, and I was the human, I'll tell you how close I was to death, because this is, it's insane.
That's crazy.
The human body holds 10 to 12 pints of blood. By the time I got to the hospital, I only had 2 pints left in my entire body.
Can I ask you, like, that's crazy. I don't even know how you made it to the hospital. Right?
With God's will,
Yes.
because all my veins were collapsed in my body.
Where did the blood go?
It just
seeps out.
seeps out.
Yeah.
But if
Not in the veins.
No, but if the vascular surgeon was not standing where she was standing that day, and God put her there for me, sorry,
No,
I wouldn't be here.
I know. You make me cry.
It's
I know.
divine intervention because it's so traumatic, and we've talked about.
Yeah, PTSD.
I have PTSD. How
do.
can you not friggin' have PTSD?
I do too.
You know what I'm saying?
I do too.
And I was in CCU for 4 days, and no one thought I was going to live.
Wow.
Nobody.
Wow.
No one. So
they put how many pints of blood back
I
in?
was pumped with 7 or 8 pints of blood, between blood, platelets, plasma. They filled me with 22 pounds of fluid.
22
Yeah.
pounds.
And I remember the vascular surgeon coming to see me, and she said, wow, you're still here. And I said, yeah, I am. I don't want to go anywhere.
Wow.
And even my hematologist came to see me, and my endocrinologist, like, just everyone was in shock that I was alive.
You survived.
Yeah.
You're a miracle. You're a walking
I am.
miracle.
I am so blessed. I wake up every day, I say, thank you, God, for another day. And, and I don't take anything for granted. I thank God for my eyesight and my hearing and my limbs.
Yes.
And It changes
the breath
you
every day.
It changes you.
It totally
It really
changes
just
you.
changes you. And I
Wow.
did have skin cancer. That was another thing I had. We talked about cancer, and
Yes,
I had skin cancer, which was very, very scary as well. And I have to
Yeah.
go get checked for
Yep,
that as
yep,
well.
regularly.
And it's I've had a melting pot
You
of
have
many
like this,
issues.
yes, like this laundry list.
Yeah, and that's why the doctor said to me, "Did you ever think about writing a book?" And I go, "Well, no, but if you want to write all the technical lingo for everything
Yeah.
I've had, maybe I would
Yeah.
consider it." But it's just, we talked about books that I have on my back burner in the back of my head, and
Yeah.
I think it would be
think you
like
should do it.
something like I'm
Just do
still
it.
here or something like that. 'Cause
No
I
one
don't
gets
know.
to me. No one gets me down.
It's crazy. It's really
It
crazy
is.
because I think about what I've been through and with God's will and prayers and my family
We
and
had
my
a great
friends.
support network, which is incredible.
Really,
Yeah.
I'm so blessed.
You are. Well, hold that thought.
I ain't going nowhere, Cindy. I'm right here.
Because I know where to find you.
I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere.
We have more to talk about.
Okay.
Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a break for a commercial. We'll be right back.
Do you or a loved one need the care of a nursing home? A vibrant community to call home where there are healthcare professionals available 24/7? Candlewood Valley Health and Rehabilitation, located in New Milford, Connecticut, has been offering award-winning care for over 40 years. Whether you are rehabilitating from a cardiac procedure or hip replacement, or seeking a place for your loved one to live where he or she can receive top-notch health care, our team is at the ready. We also accept veteran benefits and offer a special secure memory care unit for residents with Alzheimer's or cognitive-related conditions. Call us at 860-355-0971. Candlewood Valley Health and Rehabilitation, a place to heal and thrive.
Welcome to Sunday Dinner with Chef Clemente. This is an all-new show about family cooking, Sunday dinner, things we did as a child, bringing back some memories and some tradition. This is how this dish was born. I'm going to show you that in just a couple of minutes. So, the trick with the meatballs too, when you fry them, you don't want to overcrowd the pan too much. The drizzle, not too much of olive oil, right on top of that fish. So, a little flour. A little egg, cella luna, met somebody, everybody drink some wine. Everybody keep going. Pass them around, everybody eat a little bit, come on. You gotta dance. Oh my God! Get together, go visit your mother, your sister, your cousin, bring some pastry, some food, get together, eat, drink, be happy. Who wants some linguine, clams, and pastry?
TLC Senior Living Services. TLC's compassionate senior living specialists will assist you and your loved ones as you navigate these next steps in senior living. With years of experience in this industry, they know what to look for, and they know the questions to ask. TLC Senior Living Services will help find the most suitable living situation, will help find additional financial resources, and assist with the entire process. Cindy Seville, owner and founder, treats her clients with TLC. Yes, tender love and care. After working for various assisted living communities, Cindy decided to offer her wealth of knowledge to all seniors and their families. Cindy takes her time with you. She listens to you. She helps take the confusion out of your search and treats each and every client like family. Make TLC Senior Living Services your first call. Find out more at tlcseniorlivingservices.com.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is with Cindy Seville and Theresa Cannistraci Farrell. So welcome back.
Thank you for having me back.
Thank you. You feeling better? We got a little verklempt,
I
right?
got a little verklempt.
I'm sorry to bring all that out of
No, you
you.
know what? It's kind of like therapy to me
Yes.
to talk about it. It's very cathartic as well, and I enjoy sharing my story because there's so many other people out there with challenges in their life, and everyone's been through something.
Yeah.
And I think a lot has to do with, your mentality, your mind frame. Are you
Right.
going to throw up a white flag, or are you going to put on boxing gloves and fight?
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of support network did you have? You mentioned your family was amazing.
My family.
You're lucky for that. You're lucky.
Yeah. I mean, listen, my mother is my rock, and my sister. My sister saved my life on more than one occasion. Wow. I mean, look, I ended up in the hospital about a month and a half ago.
Oh God, what did you do?
I did. Listen, I felt fine. I was talking to my sister on the phone, and it was 3 o'clock, and I felt fine.
Yeah.
At 5 o'clock, I didn't feel fine at all, and I had heart palpitations, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Oh God.
And I felt very lightheaded, and I called my sister, and she called my sister-in-law, who took me to the hospital. My sister met me there, and I ended up, my blood pressure dropped to 83 over 40, and I was freaking out again, and it turned out I was dehydrated. I dehydrated, and you don't realize how fast that could come on.
So fast.
You know, I didn't eat or drink as much as I should have that day. I was really extremely busy, and you know, when you get caught up in something, you don't stop and take care of yourself.
And you think, like, you know, you need to take a drink.
And I felt fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what? My sister really saved my life when I was bleeding internally and got me to the hospital because she really wanted to call 911, and I was like, no, and it was a chore to get me into that car.
Yeah.
And get me there, and it was scary.
So my mother passed out. She was in the shower, and she literally passed out. This was probably about 6-8 months ago.
Oh, wow.
And she's in Florida, and she passed out.
Oh, no.
And it turns out dehydration.
Dehydration.
Like she went through every test.
My sister dehydrated on her honeymoon while they were in Florida.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so it happens more than
that happened to my brother during my aunt's wedding. And he passed out. I think he was dehydrated. And he literally, during the whole wedding ceremony, all of a sudden, my brother Howie, he's a big boy. He's 6'2". And even back then, he was a big kid. And he literally passed out. And I couldn't stop laughing because when I get nervous, I laugh. I mean, it's terrible.
It happens sometimes. I get it.
He was the talk of the wedding, you know. But dehydration, it could hit you anytime.
No, but I would say my family, big. You know, my mother, my sister. These are the people that I know that I can call in the middle of the night.
You're so lucky. I love my family, I do, but my family wasn't really there for me. And I
really,
yeah, and
I'm so sorry to hear
I put it out there in my book because
really
it's my
sorry
story.
to hear that.
Me too.
That's painful to hear.
And I love them, and they're here now, you know. And whatever happened, I don't know why it happened. But they're back in my life, and thank God I love them to pieces. I don't hold it against them.
Right.
And, you know,
I think sometimes people get scared and they back away, and that's their mechanism.
Well, that's
their defense mechanism,
yeah, probably.
which I can understand. But you have to have that other mentality of someone's in need.
Yes.
What can I do for them?
What
do they need from
me?
Yourself. You have to.
Yes.
You cannot. No, you can't always look at the disease. You have to help the person.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes. And you know, everybody handles things differently. Like,
yes.
You know, and we should all be allowed to handle things the way we handle things.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely. Like the way people grieve. People grieve in different ways.
Yeah.
You know, some person, their dog dies, they get another dog the following week. Someone has to wait a year.
Exactly.
So I get it.
Exactly. But you're lucky you have the support.
Very lucky. I really am.
Yeah. So the recovery, again, you know,
Recovery,
after first of all, you had surgeries every 10 years.
Pretty much.
I told you yesterday, I think you should play the lottery. Either you're going to play nines, you know, a lot of nines in there, you know, because everything ended, wasn't it in 2009?
It was 69, 79, 89, 99, 2009.
Yeah, we got to play some
lotto. I think it stopped like around there, I think. I don't know.
Because you've got to take this and turn
it
around.
It's insane.
Yes. But I love your philosophy. I mean, you know, I can relate to your philosophy. You said toxicity.
Well, I told you, after the brain tumor, that's when I really reevaluated my life.
Yeah.
And I really got rid of every toxic person in my life.
Excellent.
Because toxicity causes stress, and stress shortens your life.
And it causes cancer.
Correct.
Yes.
And I want to live to a ripe old age. And
you will. With your history?
Oh, God, I hope so.
You're a survivor, girl.
But, yeah, I just find that it changed me. It did change me. It made me reprioritize things in life.
Yeah.
It made me look at a passion that I've had since I'm very young and say, I'm going to go for it. You know, as far as acting goes, I started acting very, very early on, and comedy. I got into stand-up comedy in the early 90s, and everything stopped when I had my daughter.
Right.
You know,
Well,
it's time
of
to be a
course.
mom and
That's
raise
it.
my kid.
Yes.
And then, about 8 years ago, after the brain tumor, I think that's when I really got serious about everything again.
And now
said,
it's
you
time
know,
for you.
I say I don't care if I'm 80 years old and I say I've fallen and I can't get up, or where's the beef? Something eventually has to happen. And some things have happened, which I'm very, very grateful for. And I'm hoping more happens.
Oh, it will. It totally will.
You know.
But you know, I totally get that attitude where, you know, you've gone through hell and back many times. You have survived it. And I know for me, and I know for you, because I know you can relate to this, every breath I take, I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for.
Absolutely.
Every breath I take. Even
so-
the smells,
so, yeah.
anything, whether it's good
Yeah.
or it's bad,
Yeah.
I'm alive.
Right.
I'm getting emotional. I'm alive to smell it.
I know.
You know, and whatever it is, positive things, negative things, I'm alive to experience them. You know, and anybody who has any kind of experience like we have, like life-threatening experience, you know, I've always appreciated. I've always been a happy-go-lucky, free-spirited person.
Yeah,
but
me too.
But yeah, I can see that.
When I was in high school, people thought, you know, I don't want to say people thought I did drugs, but people thought like I would smoke pot or something.
People think I'm
because
drunk, and I'm
I'm
not.
always on a high.
Yeah.
Like I'm always
Yeah,
like
me too.
life of the party. First person on the dance floor at a disco. Yes, I said disco. First person on the dance floor in my Capizio's dancing my butt off to
You remember
Lime.
Shana Nana?
Yeah, no, I was into Lime, and I was a disco girl.
Okay.
I was like a real Guidette disco girl,
love it.
and I was the first one on the dance floor. And I remember some guy asking me to dance, and he's like, "You want to dance?" And I guess Lime came on because I lost my mind and I started dancing like a mad woman. And he's going, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm dancing." And he's like, "Well, you know, you're really making me look bad." And I go, "Well, then
That's
leave
your
the, then
problem.
leave the dance floor. You don't want to dance with me?" And he left me dancing on the dance floor.
Oh,
And I
no.
kept dancing.
Good for you.
I kept dancing.
Good for you. Good for you.
But you know what I find too, Cindy, as you get older, you don't only get wiser, but you don't tolerate what you would tolerate when you were younger. You don't put up with the crap.
Exactly.
And I don't have time to put up with crap. I really
Exactly.
don't. So if there's a person that's stressing me out, or there's something that I don't want to be bothered with,
Right.
then I'm not going to. And I'm not going to feel guilty about it anymore either, because we have that Italian guilt sometimes, you know, that
I've got
my
the
mother
Jewish guilt.
instilled in me.
I've got the Jewish guilt. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
I know.
yeah.
No, you're right. You know, and something for me, and I can relate to so much of what you say because I've experienced my own personal, you know,
Right,
experiences.
right.
Is it's okay to say no.
Oh,
And,
yes.
right?
Yes,
and
I'm saying yes to no.
Yeah.
But yes, it's okay to say no.
Yeah,
It's
it
okay
is.
to say no.
That would be a good title for a book.
It's okay to say no?
Yeah, yes, it's okay to say no.
Yeah, that's good. I love that oxymoron. That's great.
I do too.
No, because I found, you know, I'm originally from Queens, if you could tell by the accent. It's
No,
like Fran
really?
Drescher without the nasal. But I'm originally from Queens, and, you know, in Queens, I was raised in Bayside. It was very multicultural. I felt like, you know, I was part of the United Nations,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm Italian.
Melting pot.
Raquel's Puerto Rican, Zoe's Greek, Kathy's Polish, Betsy's Jewish. I mean, it
I
was
love it.
fantastic
I wish
to
I
grow
had
up
that.
like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I moved to Long Island and my daughter was 9, it was almost like a culture shock out here because parents don't, and I'm saying it, I don't care what gets
Say
there.
it, say
Parents don't know how to say no to their kids.
Right.
Now, today in general, yes, but more on Long Island. And when well, so-and-so, I don't care what so-and-so's doing. I didn't push
Yeah.
them out of my vagina. I pushed you. So it's what I
I'm
say.
going to use that with my kids. I
Yeah.
love that.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And my daughter's watching right now.
That's
and
great.
she's just probably laughing
Yeah,
hysterically.
good.
And my
Good.
son is probably going to be mortified if I said it, but I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Because you said it. And you said it's okay to say it.
I can't push
love
it
it.
back in, but I pushed it
That's
out. I
right.
mean, you know, but it's I think, like I said, you know, everyone goes through something. Everyone goes through something,
Yes.
and it's the way you handle it. And like I said, either you could throw up the white flag or put on boxing gloves, and I'm a fighter.
Now, you also lost a lot of weight.
I did
You're
lose
like
a lot of
hot
weight.
girl.
Oh, thank you. But I have what's called body dysmorphia, and I don't see myself the way everyone else sees me because my
Gorgeous.
brain
You're
stays
gorgeous.
stays fat. Your brain stays fat.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's it. I'll always have a fat brain
Yeah,
and
yeah,
a
yeah.
fat mentality.
Yeah.
The doctor told me years ago. I was a size 22, so I was a big girl,
Yeah.
and I'm only 5'2". I'm vertically challenged.
I
So
didn't realize you're that little. You don't look that little.
no, I
Even standing
am.
next
Well,
to
I'm wearing
you.
heels,
Oh, you have
but you know,
shoes
when you're
on,
in high
okay.
school, and I remember what I weighed I was 150 pounds in high school and only 5'2", standing next to someone who's 5'7" and 120. I look like the Hindenburg. So I always felt huge. And but the doctor said to me years ago, you know, you have sleep apnea, you're borderline diabetic, you have high cholesterol, and I'm like, oh crap, I want to outlive my ex-husband. What do I do?
That's a great incentive.
And he said to me, you know, you really need, what really works is the low carb, high protein.
It does.
Because diets don't work. We talked about this. I've been on every diet imaginable.
Yeah.
And they work for while you're
Short
on
term.
them.
Yes.
But when you go back to your old eating habits, you balloon nicely again.
Yeah.
So it really is a lifestyle. And with me, I'm Italian. I love my pasta. I love my bread. But what I've done is I've found substitutes for them.
What do you substitute for pasta?
I'll have, sometimes I'll have, like I make cauliflower pizza.
Okay.
Instead of regular pizza.
Yep,
I'll
yep,
do
yep.
that. Or I'll do cauliflower rice.
Okay.
Or I'll just, you know, and again, it's mind games. The 3 things I ask myself before I shove something in your mouth, because you eat mindlessly.
Yes.
You eat, and we eat like gavones, like we're going to the electric chair, like it's our last meal, us Italians. So I have
That's
to
how
say,
I just ate all the ice cream
so,
at home.
yeah, so I say to myself, okay, before I eat it, it's mindfulness. So I say, is this healthy for my body?
Yeah.
Does this bring me closer to my goal? Am I going to like what the scale says? And if I don't say yes to any of those questions, I don't eat it. Right. You know, I'm with my friends and they're eating Twinkies and Snicker bars and, you know, and I want that too. But what do? I carry a protein bar. I carry the Quest protein
You're
chips.
prepared.
You know, that's the other thing. It's like break glass in case of emergency. I have to keep something in my pocketbook, you know?
I just love your sense of humor.
It's just, you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is. No, it is what it
is what it is. I am not allowed to curse.
We'll have to
my
bleep
mother
that.
doesn't like when I curse.
Oh, you don't
so.
curse?
No, she's like, you're not a truck driver. You have to talk like a truck driver.
Wait till you read my book.
Especially when you do comedy. I can't wait to read
It's
it.
full of
Well, I've known a few in my lifetime, so
Me
this
too.
should be really interesting.
You'll laugh.
Yeah, so I call my ex-husband Splinter because he gets under my skin and I can't get rid of him. Everyone has a splinter.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, and then my daughter just got engaged.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. Thank you. And you know what it is both sets of families are divorced and remarried. So she's like, you know, take a number for a wedding. That's normal. And like double it. So she's like, I have 350 people on my wedding list. I'm like, what?
My God.
I'm like, Val, like if you go get like $200 a plate, that's like 75 grand just for the hall. I'm like,
Yes,
that's not
yes.
happening. And she goes, well, you know, it's tradition that the bride's parents pay for the wedding. I go, really?
You better make it big.
I said, did you know it's tradition that the bride's a virgin?
that should have gotten her.
That shut her right up.
I
Yeah.
love that. Oh my God, living with you is like, it must be so much
Well, she
fun.
moved out. So, you know, and then a fiance came to me, Steven, and he's like, I really want to marry Val. I'm like, are you sure? Because she's a pain in the ass. I says, all right, you got a 50-50 shot. Go for it and live together first.
I love it. I love it. Now, let me ask you, your daughter, I mean, is she healthy? I hope, pray.
She is, for the most part. She's got sleep apnea, and that's because she has a weight issue as well, and it
Okay.
runs in the family.
Yeah, yeah,
and you know, the more my mother harped on me to lose weight, the more I put on, the more I gained.
Right,
So I've had a conversation with my daughter on a few occasions, and now I leave it alone.
Yeah.
I leave it alone.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what it is? Like we talked about this, weight loss, it has to be here.
It is. It's mental.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's mental.
Yeah.
You really.
You have to make a conscious decision.
You really do. I mean,
Yeah.
we had, you know, pizza. Instead of pizza, I'll make the cauliflower pizza. And instead of Carvel birthday cake, which is a tradition in my family, I buy now the Yazo yogurt pops.
Oh, okay.
And, you know,
Yeah. Yep. And you
anything to try to, like, you know,
Yes,
substitute, make it a little healthier.
Healthier, yes.
But like I said, Mother's Day, I allowed myself a cannoli.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I didn't die from having one cannoli, but I didn't have 3 or 4.
Right.
I had one.
Well, you know, I had a guest on just recently, and she lost 160 pounds in 15
God
months.
bless.
Incredible. Yeah.
Wow,
And
that's a
she
lot
had
of weight in a short amount of
It's
time.
amazing. And she's kept
That's
it
a
off.
person.
Yeah, kept it. Yes. She's kept it off over
Good
10
for
years.
her. God
she had
bless.
a candy bar every night because she has a sweet tooth. She loves her Hershey
Really?
chocolate. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Whatever
she
works.
incorporated
Whatever
it in.
works for her.
But she worked out. She
You have
balanced.
to see what works for you.
Exactly.
Really, what works for
Yes.
you? Because everyone's so different.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's true. All right, we're gonna we're going to take another commercial break. Don't go anywhere.
Don't
More
go
from
anywhere.
Theresa, because we have lots of fun things to talk about now. So we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Silvermine at Home, a Connecticut-based non-medical home care agency servicing Connecticut and parts of New York. Silvermine caters to their clients' needs while offering peace of mind to their families so their loved one can age in place and live their best life possible. Call today to see how they can make a difference in you or your loved one's life. Our family caring for yours. Visit silvermineathome.com or call 203-228-5007. Do you or a loved one need the care of a nursing home? A vibrant community to call home where there are healthcare professionals available 24/7? Candlewood Valley Health and Rehabilitation, located in New Milford, Connecticut, has been offering award-winning care for over 40 years. Whether you are rehabilitating from a cardiac procedure or hip replacement, or seeking a place for your loved one to live where he or she can receive top-notch health care, our team is at the ready. We also accept veteran benefits and offer a special secure memory care unit for residents with Alzheimer's or cognitive-related conditions. Call us at 860-355-0971. Candlewood Valley Health and Rehabilitation, a place to heal and thrive.
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
This is a sexy show. Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey. The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor,
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
entertainment,
Jesse's girl.
Wonderful.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
and optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Let's laugh together.
We love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is with Cindy and Theresa. So Theresa.
Cindy!
Theresa! you
I have
my
to tell
God.
you real quick.
Okay.
One of
tell
my
me.
friends' name was Cindy Cookson when I went to school, Jewish.
Okay.
And the day I got my period, I told my girlfriend Cindy, I got my period. She goes, thank God you didn't get it in school. I says, no, I was one of the lucky ones. I got it in the morning before I went to school.
You are lucky.
She tells her mother, I go to her house after school. Her mother smacks me across my face. Mazel tov! Boof! I'm like,
I love it.
it's like, holy crap! You almost took out one of my
Did
teeth.
she buy you red candy?
No, she
That's a
smacked
tradition.
the crap out of me.
That's a tradition.
Well, she just slapped me. I
Red
didn't get any
candy.
candy. Maybe she thought I was
I
too
got lots of red candy.
Zoftic for candy back then.
But you get the significance red?
I get it. I get it. Not that I like any kind of. I like red, like strawberry licorice.
Yes.
I like that. But I
Yes.
don't like Red Hots or anything like
Yes.
that. I'm sorry. I had to just say Cindy. It's just Cindy
Do you know,
Cookson.
and you know what Cindy means?
You're gonna tell me?
I am going to tell you. I love it. Moon goddess.
Really?
So I have to tell you something, a funny story, okay, on a side. So when I was looking to name my son, my firstborn,
Okay.
I was looking through all the baby name books.
Yeah.
And my ex, he's now my ex-husband too. but-
Escalenta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. He was married before. And so I'm looking at names. Her name was Claudia. And so...
His first wife was named Claudia?
Claudia.
Okay.
And so
Claudia.
well, he would say Claudia because he's South African, Claudia. So I'm looking and I see Cindy on one side, on the left side, and I see Claudia on the right side. And I look at the definitions and I couldn't stop laughing. I said, Cindy, moon goddess. Claudia means lame. So I was like, you kind of did really good here. You got a moon goddess now.
Nice.
So anyway,
funny.
Well, let's get into acting. You got into acting at a very young age.
I did.
And
I
you
did.
have you've done a lot with it.
I did. I
And
have.
comedy. But tell us
Yeah.
about the acting.
Okay, the acting.
Yeah.
Well, I've been acting again since I'm very young. I remember in elementary school we did Black History Month, and I picked out Leontine Price, who was a singer,
Okay.
And I had to do like a monologue and
Yeah.
then sing, and then like started it. And then I did a Bud Light commercial in
Ooh.
Bayside, right on Bell Boulevard. This is when the Rangers won the Stanley Cup many, many, many years ago. And then there was a show called The White Shadow, and they were filming on Bell Boulevard in Bayside, and I got to be like an extra in that. And then, like I said, through the years, and then having my daughter,
Yeah.
comedy and acting was put on hold because
Right.
I started comedy in the early 90s. And that was a lot of fun. That my girlfriend Betsy and Grace gave me this card. It said, your birthday fantasy. So I'm thinking a night with Antonio Sabato Jr. And instead it was this acting comedy classes at
Right.
the Learning Annex.
Right.
And I did Stand Up New York and Comic Strip and Caroline's. And then, like I said, when Val was born, everything
Yeah.
stopped. And then about 8 years ago, after my surgery, I got really serious about everything, and I got headshots, and I went on Actors Access, and there's Backstage, and there's all
Yeah.
these things
Yep.
to get on. And right now, I'm trying to look for an agent. I need an agent and a manager, but
All right, she
more
needs
of an
an
agent.
agent,
I
she
need an
needs a
agent and a manager, to get me the auditions instead of me
Yes.
trying to get my own auditions. But I did a TV series called Recipes for Love, which we filmed in Philadelphia. Thank you to Diana Carter for giving me that opportunity.
Awesome.
Daniel Baldwin is in it. Nick
wow.
Turturro is in it. Bruce Sosha, who I've had on my show, directed by Mike Lee, written by Teresa Warwick. I mean, just fabulous, fabulous
Yeah.
people.
Talents, yeah.
And hopefully they'll bring me back for season 2. Fingers crossed. I play Rhonda, the neighbor.
I
And
love it.
yeah, so I'm hoping I come back for season 2. Maybe Rhonda gets her groove on and she starts dating. I don't know. So. And then
this new body of
I
yours,
did a movie
you know?
called Jersey Bread with Gino Caffarelli, and that was in Jersey. And I've did a web series where I played a secretary, and now I'm doing another one called Me and My Nuts, which is
Me
a
and My
comedy.
Nuts.
It's very funny.
That is funny. I like the title.
And I've done. I did a commercial for Hotels.com. That was on the internet. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's fun.
And then I have some things in the works.
Yeah.
A friend of mine is doing something called Down the Shore. Ronaldo Mancini. I'm hoping they had mentioned they'd like me to play the mom, so I'm hoping to be part of that. And then there's something called Bensonhurst Boys that I'm hoping to be part of. But I just landed. It was an extra background work on Gravesend, which is William DeMeo show.
Yeah, which is a great. I saw
And
the first.
that's on Amazon Prime. You can watch
Yeah.
it now. I'm going to be in season 2. But what happened was
I'm excited to see season 2.
I am too.
enjoyed
I am
season
too.
1.
But Chaz Palminteri is now on it. My friend Johnny just landed the part of his son. I'm so thrilled for him.
Oh,
But
wonderful.
Chaz is on it. Armand
Yeah.
Desante.
Yeah.
The day that I filmed the second day with Fran Drescher.
awesome.
Joe D'Onofrio, Louis Venaria, Peter Gaudio.
Awesome
the list
people.
goes on and on
Yeah,
and on and
I know a
on.
lot.
So I'm very
Awesome.
blessed that I got to do that.
Yeah.
I would love to go back as a character with lines in
Yeah.
the future, hopefully. But yeah, a lot of things on the back burner, and you have to be very patient in
Yes.
this industry and have a thick skin, because you hear a lot of no's than yeses.
Rejection.
Yeah, rejection.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I know with
so-
modeling, the same. I mean, rejection, it can be hard. It can
Yeah,
be very
yeah.
discouraging.
Yeah, it is.
Now, what about your talk show?
My talk show.
Yeah, tell us about
Oh
Tea
my
Time.
gosh. Tea Time is on every Monday night
Yeah.
live right here on Strong Island Television at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And then I'm very lucky and blessed that my show is also every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on Channel 20
That's wonderful.
for people who live on Long Island who get Optimum.
Nice.
I've been doing my show. It'll be a total of 4 years in August and 3 years here at Strong Island. I did it a year at another station. And I've had on such wonderful, great guests. It's an interview with a one-on-one interview with people in the entertainment industry. So I've had on actors, producers, writers. I've had on an MMA undefeated cage fighter. I've had on a magician who actually reenacted Houdini's upside down straitjacket. In movie, and I've had on Donnie Most from Happy Days, who played Ralph Mouth. I've had on Butch Patrick, who played Eddie Munster, and I've had on Kieran Sheehan, who played the lead in Phantom of the Opera on Broadway, and Daniel Baldwin, and Bobby Rydell, God rest his soul, before he passed away, and a lot of local comics Long
Yeah.
Island local comics like Joey Cola. I've had on Bobby Collins. I've had on Mary Kennedy from Shameless.
Oh,
Dwight Duck
my
Gooden.
daughter loves that show,
Yeah,
Shameless.
Mary
Loves
Mary
it.
Kennedy from Shameless. I had on Dwight Duck Gooden from the Mets and the
I
Yankees.
love him.
I've had on phenomenal guests, really phenomenal
Yes.
guests, and I work my butt off to get every single one of them.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you get them?
I just contact them via Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
If someone knows somebody,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
you know, I had.
And you're in the entertainment world.
Well,
so.
that helps because
Yeah.
now I'm making a lot of connections. I mean, look, when I just interviewed Don for the second time, because that was Don's second interview with me, he's like, you know, when are we going to work together? And I'm like, from your mouth to God's ears, Don, I'm ready. And I know he's working on a series with his wife, but I would love to work
That was your
with
guest
Don.
yesterday?
No, I had him a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that, you know, you put it out into the universe and something happens.
I believe in
you
that.
know, so
Yeah.
all good things,
Yeah.
all good things. You know, on
No,
the way here, I just found out my friend Ralph Bracco. Shout out Ralph Bracco! I'm so excited for you. He's going to California to play Joe Torre. I'm so thrilled. And I'm in Bat Boy, a Yankee Miracle, which is an off-Broadway traveling show, the true story of Ray Negron.
I don't remember all this.
You know, it's amazing with my brain surgery that I do. But you know what it is? I guess because I'm so active and in it, you know, that, you know, because we're going to be performing. Actually, I'd love for you to come see the show. It's a great show. We're going to be performing and traveling with it in July.
And you're going to be Connecticut, New York, New Jersey.
Yeah,
you're
we're
not
supposed to be all over. So
What
we'll-
exactly is the show? What are you doing?
Okay, so it's a true story of Ray Negron. Anyone could Google Ray Negron and you'll see what it is. But it was basically, he was very, very young, 17, and him and his friends were spraying graffiti on Yankee Stadium.
Okay.
Security came, they all ran. He fell, he got caught. He was put in a holding cell. Steinbrenner came and saw him, and he said, I'm going to make you a bat boy. And he was on the field that night.
Wow.
He said, as long as you get everyone to stop graffitiing my stadium and, you know, continue to get good grades in school.
Wow.
Until today, he's still with them 44 years later. He's a consultant. So it's based on
incredible.
his true life story. So in the first half of the show, I come out with a dark wig playing his aunt, Olga. And, you know, and I speak a little Spanish when I first come out. It's it's very traumatic and dramatic scene. I find my son shot dead. So my girlfriend's looking around going, you know, there were people in the audience that were actually crying. And I'm like, good, because I
That's good
want their
acting.
heart. I want their heart to
Yes.
rip with mine.
Yes.
And in the second half, I come out as this blonde bombshell with this halter top that your boobie's hanging out, very 70s.
I love it.
And I come out as the marshmallow salesman's girlfriend, and I leave everyone laughing.
I love
So,
it.
and a lot of
marshmallow.
people don't even realize it's me as the same person. Yeah.
Well, you did mention you are a chameleon, and
I am a
checked-
chameleon. I like a good wig,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I love transforming myself into different characters. I really do. That's like my high.
See, I checked out your IMDb.
You did?
And yes. And I printed
girl.
it, and I didn't bring it. But
that's okay.
Yeah, I printed. Of course, as I'm driving here, a 2-hour drive, I'm like, I
That's
forgot.
fine.
But I saw you have 12 pictures on there. And
yeah, and they're all
every
different.
picture, you look
Yeah.
like a completely different
Well, I
person.
want to add now the Maisel, the Mrs.
Oh, yes.
Maisel
I
pic
saw
that I
that
just posted.
picture.
I want to add that one as well
Yeah,
now.
I mean, it's amazing. You look like somebody different.
Yeah, I mean, I could
every
play
picture.
a blonde, busty bombshell to an
Yeah.
old gray Italian head
amazing.
woman with an accent. So
Yes.
it's so much
incredible.
fun.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So your talk show, what got you into, why did you start your talk show?
I had gone on a talk show as a guest, and they
Yeah.
said, you know, how'd you like your own talk show? And I'm like, all right. And I thought they were going to pay me for it. And they're like, no. You get sponsors. And I was like,
Exactly.
what? And then that's how it all started.
Yeah. That's how mine started. Same thing.
And Bobby I knew for a long time, and he's like, come by me. And I love it here. It's very,
Strong Island
it's very
family.
serene and calm, and there's no
Yes.
toxicity, and it's
Right.
just, you
Good
know, he
people.
smells good with the incense, and
I
it's just a really
And he's
nice
wonderful to
place.
work with. I
He
love
is,
Bobby.
but don't say it too much. It'll
All
blow
right.
his head up.
Okay.
He knows he's good. He knows what he could do.
That's
He
right.
knows he got a platinum record. He knows what he could do. But yeah, so I love doing the talk show, and like, you know, as you and I know, nothing lasts forever. I don't know how long I'll be doing it, but I do know that I do enjoy doing it. I'm a people person. I love people, and I love learning about
You're
people.
a natural. Again, you started at
thank
4.
you.
So you're a natural.
Yeah. But
You're
my
a
show,
natural.
basically, it's the three things. I keep my show fun, entertaining, and interesting. Those are my three goals.
I love it.
And a lot of people that come on and like, this was such a blast, and I had such a good time, and it goes so fast.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it
like
does.
this, it's going
Yeah,
fast.
it goes fast.
It flies by
Yeah.
because we have great things to talk about.
We do.
So this is really one of the first times, though, you've been in that seat.
This is true. I mean, I've been on other shows here at Strong Island,
Yeah.
but I've never done a one-on-one like
Right,
this.
like a complete
yeah,
interview.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
So I appreciate.
I am honored. I'm honored
Oh,
after
I'm
all
honored,
these
too.
years that
I
I'm
know,
the
right?
first. I'm your first.
Well, I appreciate, God puts everyone in your path for a reason, and I'm glad he put you in mine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ditto. Ditto, girl, ditto.
Thanks.
Listen, one survivor to another. We're all survivors in
We
some
all
way.
are.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had COVID
But-
twice.
You did.
Yeah. Not fun the first time, wasn't thrilled the second, but
Yeah.
it was much better than the first.
I had it once. And
Yeah.
it was
I
bad.
ended up in the
Yeah.
hospital the first
Oh,
time.
you did?
Yeah, I couldn't breathe.
Scary. And that was probably right in the
Breathe.
beginning,
He gave
right?
me steroids, and I wasn't happy
Right,
about that either.
right.
But I couldn't
Right.
have a conversation without
That's
feeling like
bad.
I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God, girl.
So,
You've been
yeah,
through the
so-
ringer, but you look
I
amazing.
wake up every morning. I hear the Rocky theme. I hear the theme to Rocky.
I
That's
love
what I
it.
hear every morning.
Listen, every breath you take, you open your eyes. You're grateful for another day, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing. So, well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
for blessing me and
I
being on my
appreciate this.
show.
This is great.
I had a lot of fun with you.
I had a blast.
Yes,
Went
and,
fast.
And tell everybody. Well, most people know, but tell everybody how they can find you.
Oh, they can find me, Theresa Cannistraci Farrell on Facebook, and it's Theresa.c.Farrell on Instagram.
Awesome. And tea time.
And tea time.
Tea
Tea
time.
time
You
every
have to
Monday
watch
night,
Tea
8
Time.
o'clock or 11 a.m., Channel 20.
And then all of them are recorded, so if you miss
Yeah,
it,
you can watch
can
them on
always-
YouTube and
You can always
yeah,
find
and
them.
now we're on Amazon Fire TV as well and,
And
Roku
Roku.
TV.
Isn't
so
that awesome?
yeah, it's
I
exciting.
know, we're all over the
it's
place.
exciting. I told my parents
over
I'd be on
there.
TV one day.
And you
my
are.
sister's my daughter goes to me, unless you're on Law and Order, Ma,
It doesn't matter.
impress me." I was like, all right, Val.
I love it. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to give my final thoughts, but thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I
It
appreciate it.
was awesome. It was
Yeah.
awesome. So, final thoughts. You can't let anything get in your way, no matter what it is. Life can be tough. It can be tough. All these stories of adversity show and prove that you can get through anything. My guests come on and they share their adversity and they share how they got through it, and they did get through it. And when you think you can't get through it, just keep going, because you will. You will get through it. And I always say, a light at the end of the tunnel, and you'll get there. You will get there. So no matter what life throws your way, just keep going, keep plugging away. And remember, it is what it is. So thanks for joining us today. Thank you, Theresa. I'm thrilled that she was here with us. And make sure you tune in. Make sure you comment, like, and share. Don't forget the show, because comment, like, and share, and you have your chance of winning my It Is What It Is book. It's a book full of you're going to love it. I will see you next time. Thanks for joining.
Live your life like a dreamer.